All right, so now we are at the upper floor. This is where dynamics and volume come into play. This is where the magic begins to happen, because we had a lot of nuts and bolts that were covered in the ground floor. This is where expression and color in your voice begin to manifest. So, we're going to go over some basic terms that you should understand before starting these exercises that we're going to do in this section. And really, it's just going to be very simple application to the basement and the ground floor. And I also want you to have this in mind as well. I want to give you an example of a song that is very simple, that has very basic chords and very basic melody and very basic rhythm. It's a song by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers called Free Fallin'. It's quite popular, and you can easily find it on your favorite streaming service. I encourage you to listen to the original recording, because that song is a perfect example of how dynamics and volume can make even the simplest song sound absolutely amazing and become an instant classic. So, now, let's talk about the basic terms. So, you've probably heard this before if you've studied any basic music theory or have read music in the past. So we have piano, forte, pianissimo, fortissimo, triple or quadruple P, triple or quadruple F, crescendo, and decrescendo. These are all Italian terms that are proper terms that you will find in written music, as I said before. And the different degrees of piano, like pianissimo and even further, they have to do with softness. And then, of course, forte those specific degrees have to do with loudness. And then, crescendo, that is going from soft to loud. And then decrescendo is going from loud to soft. And truly, the magic of dynamics, the magic of volume, happens in between the piano and the forte. Happens between the gradual crescendo and decrescendo. Happens in the accent. Happens in the expression of the dynamics and volume. Because it can happen in a variety of ways. And there is a whole palette of variations of dynamics that you can employ. Now, since we now know the basic terms, it is important for us to cover how it applies to what you've already learned in the ground floor and the basement, because there are parts of the body that do indeed control your dynamics and volume, and you want to control them in a way that is healthy. A reminder, technique is greater than volume. Positioning is greater than power. You're going to find that we will be using a lot of compression techniques and concepts in this situation, because we want to preserve the sound of our voice, and dynamics and volume can be a very good tool to do that. So, let's move on to that.